In this video, we're going to take a look at how to make a multiple choice question. We'll simply add a question by using the plus button. We'll then select the question type we want. And now we have our multiple choice builder. So first we'll give the question title. This can be anything. I usually use question and the number, so we're going to go with question 1. Next we'll add the question stem. The question stem is what you will be asking your students to answer. So for this one we're going to say, who is SCC's mascot? Once we're done with that, we're going to scroll down a little bit so we can see all of our options. And now we're going to add in our possible answers. So the first one, with the radio button selected, is going to be what is the correct answer. Now, just like we could with Classic Quiz, we can shuffle our answers around. This can be done now in the question itself or in the settings section. We'll talk about that in the settings section. But you can shuffle your answers based on individual questions now as well. So for this, we're going to write in our possible answers. Now that we have our possible answers, we're going to go through the options for this question. So first we have show on-screen calculator. Previously in Classic Quizzes, you could show an on-screen calculator, but it would show for the entire quiz. Now you can actually set it to show per question. So if not all of your questions will require a calculator, you can select just the questions that will require a calculator. If you select that option, you will be given a choice between a basic or scientific calculator. Again, this is a brand new feature with new quizzes. We don't need a calculator for this one, so we're going to turn it off. Another new feature is we can vary the points by answer. If we select that, we can then give partial credit for some right answers. If you look here and you know your mascots, you'll see that I have SCC's, which is Artie, but I also have Sparky. I also have Wilbur and Wilhelmina Wildcat, which are U of A, and I have Louie the Lumberjack, who is from NAU. Now all of those are Arizona mascots, one of which is in the Valley. So if they pick one that's at least in the Valley, I will give them partial credit. So for this question, they will get 5 points if they get it right. So if they choose Artie, they'll get 5 points. But if they at least choose Sparky, I'm going to give them 2 points. The rest I'm going to leave as 0, as those are incorrect because they're not even in the Valley. Now again, this is not required, but it is an option you now have within new quizzes. Continuing with our point discussion, you'll see at the bottom left that you can actually input your point value down there. So that's where you're going to input each question's point value. We're going to make this one worth 5 points. And then last we have shuffle choices. This is what I was talking about earlier. This now allows you to individually shuffle each question. Again, this is not necessary. If you're going to do it for the entire test, you can find that in the settings section. Please refer to the settings video on how to do that. One of the newest features in new quizzes, though, is you can actually lock choices to a certain location. So if you like to use none of the above or all of the above, you can now lock those in a certain spot. We're going to use the plus answer option, circled here. And when we click that, we'll add a new line to our possible answers. So we're going to say all of the above. Now that we've written in all of the above, I can click on the lock symbol to lock that question in that location. And now when students take it, even though I have shuffle choices selected, all of the above will always stay at the very bottom. This will alleviate any distractions or any confusion for your students if all of the above were to fall in any portion of the quiz question itself. And that wraps up how to make a multiple choice question in new quizzes.